Good evening, everyone. Coming to you live here again. And today I just want to share a little bit about truth and the media. I'm very encouraged in one sense that there is an awakening taking place in America right now. This has been going on for a number of years. I think in the last 10 years there's been a real crescendo in terms of people waking up and realize what's going on in the country. And I think the Trump phenomena is a part of that. I think he's riding a populist wave right now that is drawing attention to issues that need attention. I kind of want to talk a little bit about, media outlets that I trust versus ones I don't, and why. The importance of history and what it means to really pursue the truth in general. So there's some things I kind of want to touch base on here, but when it comes to watching the news, whether it's radio, newspaper, TV, or the internet, or whatever it is, the type of medium isn't so much the issue as who's the person that's doing the reporting, who owns the media company that they are working for. Like you look at a newspaper, ABC, who are they owned by? Are they owned by a corporation that's globalist, that is un-American, that pushes liberal agendas? Or are they not? I look at things like history, for example. If you know history, then you can look at things from a historical perspective. It's like, let me give you an example. It's like knowing meteorology versus just watching a weather report. Well, if you understand meteorology in general, if you know the history of the weather in your area, you know when the weather comes on, are they getting it right, are they getting it wrong, are they lying about something? Now, weather isn't generally a controversial issue when you're just talking about local weather reports, right? But if you know the background, if you already know the background on the weather in your area, if you already know the history of weather, if you know what meteorology is about, you can watch what they're saying. You can know when as soon as they say something, if they're making a mistake on something, because you already have a background in that. And it's like that whether there's subjects, whether it's politics or economics or other issues, So, and there's a difference between an organization that makes a mistake versus one that has a consistent, have been caught consistently lying or distorting the truth, or you need to realize when it comes to the media, there's what I call, the alternative media, which is really becoming the dominant media right now. It's not so much alternative anymore, versus establishment media. Entrenched media that's been there for a long time, that's become large, quite frankly, overweight, corrupt, and controlled by a number of interests. Mainstream media caters to the interests of its advertisers. It caters to the interests of its owners. And to a large degree, people that come out of journalism colleges these days, they've already come out with a very liberal or left-wing mindset. So they don't have to be convinced to go along with certain agendas. They've already been indoctrinated that way by the time they're out of college. So when I look at things like that, I'm looking, well, who owns these operations? Who's running them? What is their track record? I don't just want to make an opinion based on one news report. I don't like CNN, I don't like MSNBC, but that doesn't mean that they couldn't be right on certain things. That doesn't mean that one of the reporters could really do a good job reporting the truth on a certain issue. You don't want to throw the baby out with the bathwater, right? The key is to love the truth more than your own opinions. If you're just concerned about being right, if you're just concerned about winning arguments, it's a bad position to start from. If you want to know the truth, for example, about what's Hillary Clinton's true medical condition, just have a desire to seek the truth about it. Don't hope that she's sick or hope that she's not, or form an opinion before you've read 2 news articles about it. Just desire, what is the truth? You just want to know what the truth is. And if you're hungry for the truth, being wrong doesn't matter, because it's hard to get to the truth. It's hard to find it. It's not easy. You cannot watch 10 minutes of Fox News and think you're an expert on something. That's crazy. All right. So when it comes to a lot of these agencies, you know, when it comes to the establishment, I'm talking about the three-letter guys, you know, whether it's ABC or CBS or CNN, generally, you know, I don't trust them a lot. In fact, there's a recent poll where it was like only 6% of people polled actually trust the establishment media. That's worse than Congress. I mean, I think Congress had like a 9% approval rating a year ago or something. Now, I mean, media is like even less, you know, and so, no, my trust level is in the basement with these people. You know, CNN has been caught lying about stuff, you know, doing green screens in locations where they're not even there, but they're pretending that they are there. Or even Fox News, you know, caught, this was in CPAC a few years ago. There was mass applause for like Rand Paul, and he won it. He won it like 2 years in a row. You know, he's a constitutional conservative. And Fox would zoom the mic in on you know, the handful of people that were booing, and they try to make it look like everyone was booing him. I mean, just cheap, juvenile, high schoolish crap like that. You know, I hate that kind of stuff. You know, and so, and the list of things like that goes just on and on and on. You know, I watched on MSNBC, they had a lady on there, forget her name, but she's actually they let her go now, where she talked about, you know, we need to give up the idea that children belong to families. We need to, you know, go with the idea that children belong to entire communities. No, they don't. They belong to the parents. They don't belong to communities. I mean, total communist indoctrination. That's what that is. So when I see that kind of thing, does it instill trust? Absolutely not. You know, I'm looking for someone, when I'm looking for the truth, I'm looking for someone who's coming from a constitutional perspective. Someone who's coming from an economically conservative perspective. Someone who is coming from a Christian perspective, you know. When I look at media outlets that I trust, you know, I'm looking at ones like WorldNet Daily, okay? We can name names, it's all right, whatever. WorldNet Daily. The New American, I actually have this is in hard copy, and it's also online. New American Magazine, this is like a 2 issues a month, bi-monthly issue that they come out with. There's another one, you know, Trump versus the establishment. Excellent. Of any print magazine I know in politics, this is probably the best. Christian, pro-Christian, pro-constitutional, well-researched. And it's online too. You don't necessarily have to get the print version, but they've got an online version of the New American. One of the best. I really like PrisonPlanet.com. I like Infowars.com. I look at them a lot. I know Alex Jones is controversial, and some people, you know, either you like him or you hate him, love him or hate him, you know. But he's not boring. He loves the truth. He can make mistakes, but his goal is always to get towards the truth. Sometimes he loses his cool. Sometimes he loses his cool pretty bad. But I like that it's teleprompter free. It's free. It's real. It's not fake. It's not all, you know, they don't take the truth, you know, and run it through the air conditioner and massage it all up and, you know, and digest it and regurgitate it to you before you have a chance to see it. It's just raw truth. And I like that. I like raw. I like real. There's a reason his ratings are like, you know, like 10, 20, and probably over 30 million people a week that he reaches now. See, this is what's happening. People who tell the truth in media are being lifted up right now. People who are lying or have a track record of this, they're going down. I mean, the ratings of some of these, even the top shows in CNN or MSNBC, they're in the toilet now. I mean, 20 years ago, cable news networks, I mean, you had to carry CNN because they were it. Now it's like CNN is just a liability. I mean, a lot of these outlets now, they don't realize they can't, they think they can keep getting away with talking down and insulting the American public. They think they can get away with talking, you know, speaking down to you, talking down to you like you're children, you're stupid, and you don't know anything. See, the problem is they've got competition now. This is what I love about the internet. It's the Wild West. There's crazy stuff out there, but the truth has an opportunity to get out, at least on the internet. And that creates competition. That forces the mainstream media to either shape up or to ship out. And that's why a lot of the people in alternative media get attacked. Especially, you know, Matt Drudge. Right now, Matt Drudge Report, Drudge is king. oh, I don't know what it is, like 80 million probably views a week, I think. Actually, I think it's higher than that. I mean, he has literally, there are probably billions of people that follow Matt Drudge in the aggregate since he started. I mean, over 1 billion. I mean, he is massive. They're terrified of him. And this is what he said. This is an interview that Matt Drudge came out with. This is a while ago now, but he basically, he had dinner with a Supreme Court justice. He wouldn't say who it was. And he basically told Matt, we're coming after you. They're coming, not we, not the judge, but Congress is, they're going to come after you. They're going to get laws passed. They're going to shut you down. You're not going to be able to carry headlines from other networks and things like that. You're, what was it? Copyright laws. They're going to have you so hogtied with copyright laws, you're not going to report on your daughter's lemonade stand. I mean, nothing. He didn't say lemonade stand, but I'm just making a point. They're coming after free speech. I mean, look at Michael Savage. You may not know who he is, but he has millions and millions and millions of followers. Talk radio, major talk radio personality out of California. He went after Hillary Clinton. They just took him off the air. 400 stations. CBS, yeah. And he was awesome. Michael Savage I really like him. They just took him right off the air, and he knew it was coming. He warned about it. If they can take someone like Michael Savage off the air, who else can they take off the air? Who else can they shut up? I tell you what, here's the exciting thing that I want to encourage you with is, you're a reporter. You're the media. If you got a cell phone camera and a Facebook page, guess what? You're the media. You got a YouTube channel, you're the media. Never mind going to journalistic college. I mean, that can be really good as long as you don't get brainwashed by them, but anybody can take pictures, anybody can report. That's the wonderful thing about technology, I guess. The advancements that we have and the things that we can do now. The individual has the power to do video. The individual has the power to report. The individual has power to reach thousands and thousands of people. You could do one video and it's viral and it reaches millions of people. You could outdo, on a level playing field now, you could outdo you know, CBS. You as one person, you can go head to head with CBS and smack them down. You know, WWF, just body slam them. You can beat them now. You know why? Because the truth is more powerful than the lie. The truth has intrinsic power. It is, and I mean, anyone that's watching right now probably knows this. I mean, the truth isn't just a pile of facts, it is a person. Ultimately, like I said earlier, we have to love the truth. We have to love Him. We have to love Jesus. He is the author of all truth. Whether it's biblical truth, scientific, political, economic, historical, all truth is found in Him. He is the truth. And whenever you're watching stuff, whenever you're reading stuff, just have a desire for the truth. Don't do this. Don't try to find a bunch of facts that back up what you already think. That isn't searching for the truth, okay? That's just reinforcing and barricading yourself around your own opinion. We all have opinions. I've got them too. I can get excited and I can go off the handle, and there's times when I've been wrong and I have to apologize and I got to eat it sometimes, but that's okay. There's nothing wrong with a healthy dose of humility, right? But anyway, I just want to say that and just say, you know, you have the power to tell the truth, and don't think what you have to say is not important. What you have to say is important. What God put in your heart to share is important. Whether it's the gospel, whether it's evangelism, whether it's something in another arena like politics or economics, whatever it is. I just encourage other people to do that. There is an awakening happening right now, and I would say that Donald Trump, although he's not perfect, you know, I think there's definitely things he needs to work on. He needs to have the right people around him. He is riding a populist wave right now of resentment against the establishment. People are realizing how bad immigration is. People are realizing how bad our foreign policy is. People are realizing how bad our economic state really is. And the establishment media cannot contain it anymore. They cannot corral people anymore because there's too many other options for people to find the truth. That's what's exciting. We are actually, politically and economically in this country right now, we are in a truth revolution right now. There is a war going on. There is an information, media, political war going on right now. That's what this next election really represents. And I would just encourage people to pray along those lines, speak out along those lines. Don't be afraid to speak out. Don't care what people think. My God, don't be afraid what people think. I know what it feels like to mess up like that and literally censor myself and shut down. How much I kick myself in the rear end afterwards, and I wish I would have said something, at different times. But don't censor yourself. Don't let other people censor you. Even if you make a mistake or you're wrong about something, so what? At least be passionate. At least go after the truth, whatever it is. So I just want to share that and speak blessings to you guys, a love for the truth, and a love for Jesus. So bless you guys. Amen.